The Night Show Starpath is finally here, and many players find themselves wondering if the grind is worth it. This is a question I'm hoping to help you answer with today's video. I've spent the last 2 days completing as many Starpath duties as I could so that we could provide you with a full review and showcase as quickly as possible. Now before we dive into our newest Starpath rewards, it's important for us to touch on the controversy surrounding this Starpath. As many of you know, the Night Show Starpath hasn't really been the most well received, as many players were hoping for another Halloween or autumn themed Starpath. Additionally, many players have expressed disinterest in the overall theme. With that said, I'll be approaching this Starpath review with an open mind. To be honest, most of the rewards in this Starpath don't really work great with my nature-inspired builds, but we won't be judging the Starpath based on that. In today's video, we'll be more focused on originality, utility, and the overall value of the rewards being offered. On the topic of value, I should probably mention that the Night Show Starpath doesn't offer a single motif. Instead, the rewards all fall into 3 categories: wardrobe items, decor items, and finally, moonstones. Now, some people may see the lack of motifs as a negative, but I see it as a positive. I'm not a big fan of motifs in my Starpaths, as they don't take much work or effort for the developers to create. I don't mind more motifs coming to the game, but I would prefer for them to stay out of the Starpaths. Now that we've discussed what kind of rewards you can expect to see, it's finally time to review what this Starpath has to offer, starting with the all-new wardrobe items. And don't worry, we'll keep this segment somewhat short, as the main thing I'd like to highlight and review today would of course be the new decor. The Night Show Starpath offers players 2 new sets of boots, 2 new hairstyles, 2 new tops, 2 new bottoms, 2 new backpacks, 1 new necklace, 1 new ring and nail set, 1 new companion, and finally 1 new costume. Let's start with the positive aspect of these rewards before I tell you about the issues I found. Overall, each of these new wardrobe items bring a rather unique style into the valley, and while these styles likely won't resonate with every player, I do appreciate how unique the items are, with most offering a significant amount of detail in their respective designs. The Rockstar Turtle is adorable, and I love the coloration of its deep red skin paired with the neon green mohawk. As for the Loungefly backpacks, I'm not much of a backpack guy, but I do appreciate the level of quality and detail found in the 2 Loungefly rewards. This is especially true with the Maleficent backpack, as I'm a big fan of villainous styles and decor. With all of that said, my absolute favorite new wardrobe item from this Starpath would have to be the Shanks costume. Despite Shanks being a female character, this new costume looks outstanding on the male avatar, and I must say I love the look of this. The reflective qualities of the leather jacket, the tight-fit jeans, the buckle, and the boots all pack a significant amount of detail. As someone who typically plays with a male avatar, I was thrilled to see a reward that looks so good with the male body style. That said, this outfit also looks great on the female body style. Unfortunately, now it's time to talk about the negative. First off, we need to cycle back to the Maleficent Loungefly backpack. While I did say I enjoy the design and appearance of this backpack, it's not quite the item that was promised. When the backpack was featured in the developer update video, it was shown to have luminescent properties at night. Unfortunately, I have yet to see it light up. I'm sure this is just a bug that will likely be patched later, but you would think high-profile rewards like this wouldn't come to the game broken. The next big issue I have is with the Punk Princess jacket. While I do love and appreciate the style of this jacket, especially the back, it has some pretty horrendous clipping issues. In fact, a high number of the shirts I equipped under the jacket clipped right through it. This isn't exactly the quality I would expect from a Starpath, and we had the same issue with the fabulous flapper jacket in the Tiana Starpath. So I'm hoping the devs get a handle on these clipping issues, as they kind of ruin the whole look. Fortunately, I didn't encounter clipping issues with any of the other rewards, so most of the feedback I have here is positive. However, like I mentioned when we started reviewing these items, I know that these styles won't resonate with everybody, and some of you may not like any of these new rewards. If that's the case, just keep in mind that these new outfit items will likely come in handy for future Dreamsnap challenges, even if they're not something you prefer to wear around your valley. Now it's time to move on to decor. And while I find a few of these new items somewhat underwhelming or uninteresting, others turned out to be some of the best Starpath rewards we've seen, offering some amazing utility. First up, we have the Billboard in Lights reward. While this new item isn't the best for nature builds, it certainly fits right into city or urban builds and offers a fair amount of flexibility when it comes to placement. The Billboard requires 2 by 12 placement squares, but thankfully items can be placed under the billboard as well. Not only that, but your avatar can pass directly under the billboard, so you don't have to worry about this item blocking or obstructing your paths. Aside from that, there's not too much to say about this item. I'm not a huge fan of the overall design and colors, but like I stated before, I believe it would work quite well with urban builds. Next up, we have the Luminous Fence, and I must say I love this new item. Staying true to the Night Show theme, the Luminous Fence is designed to truly stand out at night and offers a beautiful array of colors. Unfortunately, this fence does impact your item limit, just as the Bronze Fence and Bumblestone Fence do. Additionally, the Luminous Fence does not combine at the corners, which is a bit of a bummer, as I'm not a big fan of filling in fence gaps. That said, you can easily fill in these gaps with single square items like the Ancient Lights from Eternity Isle. Overall, I'm very happy with this item because I love having more options for fences and pathing around my valley. Just be aware that for some reason this new fence does not show up in the fence tab within our inventory. Now for the Pyrotechnics box, another one of my favorite new items from this Starpath. Thankfully, this item can be used both indoors and outdoors. Interacting with the Pyrotechnics box triggers a flame effect about the size of our avatars. My first thought upon seeing this were the Dreamsnap implications. I mean, this could work so well for villainous challenges or elemental challenges like the Fire and Water challenge. I love rewards that we can interact with, so of course I'm very enthusiastic about the new Pyro box. In addition to the exciting utility this reward offers, it's also quite flexible on placement, requiring only one placement square, and it can be placed on top of surfaces and tables. But how long does the fire effect last? After a bit of testing, I learned that the flame effect lasts about 30 seconds before extinguishing, which should be enough time to activate a few pyro boxes for your Dreamsnap scenes. Moving on, we have the theater stage lights, an item that I liked a bit more than I expected to. The first thing I noticed about the new lights was their ability to cast light. We have many items in the game that glow or put off light, but we don't have too many items that actually cast light like this, especially at a side angle, making the theater lights very useful for adding lighting effects or coloration to our Dreamsnap scenes. On top of that, these lights only require 1 by 2 placement squares, and just like the Pyro box, they can even be placed on tables. This of course makes them a unique and versatile new reward. Speaking of versatile, let's take a look at the stage fireworks. At first glance, they don't appear to be too special. However, just like our other firework items in the valley, interacting with them triggers a special effect. That said, I actually like these fireworks a bit more than some of the others we have in the game due to the way they function. When activated, the stage fireworks spread out in an arch covering a pretty wide area. Just like our other items in this Starpath, this has exciting implications with Dreamsnaps, and one box alone could be more than enough to get the desired effect you would usually need 3 or 4 fireworks to achieve. While they do require a bit more space than the previous 2 items coming in at 2 by 4 placement squares, they can also be placed on tables, giving you a bit more control over the height of the fireworks display, which is something we have not seen with previous firework items. But how long do the fireworks last? Well, unfortunately, the firework duration is only half of that carried by the Pyrotechnics box, coming in around 15 seconds. Luckily, you can double tap the fireworks to activate 2 back-to-back animations, increasing the duration from 15 seconds to 30 seconds, and allowing the item to pair well with its pyrotechnic counterpart. Our next several items are all a bit similar, so we'll review them together. We have the Rock Mic Stand, the Rock Loudspeaker, the DJ Mixing Table, the Villainous Guitar Pack, the Rock Show Synths, the Acoustic Guitar, and the Rock Drum Kit. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot to say about these items. Each one of these rewards packs a fair amount of detail, but unlike our past several rewards, these cannot be interacted with. I would have loved to have seen some kind of little audio effect triggered from interacting with some of these, but that's a rarity in Dreamlight Valley. and it's a bit more common in games like Animal Crossing. However, these items can all be placed on tables and surfaces, and while this may come as a surprise, there's actually a good reason for this that we'll cover shortly. Out of this whole musical collection, I'd have to say my favorite two items would be the rock drum kit and the villainous guitars. I really like the gold and black trim on the drums as well as the Forgotten Band logo. And for the two guitars, I loved that they were styled after Scar and Ursula respectively. The designs are fun, unique, and villainous, so I'm very happy with the look. Next up, we have the stage balloon, one of the larger items from the Night Show Starpath, requiring a demanding 6x12 placement squares. Fortunately, the center 4 squares are the only mandatory ones, and any item below a certain height can be used to occupy the rest of the zone around the balloon. As far as the design and quality, it's a good looking item, but with that said, it's a bit niche, and I don't see it working with too many builds aside from an urban build or a concert venue scene. It's a pretty fun item. I just wish it had some lights or some kind of interactivity like we've seen with some of the other rewards. Speaking of lights, we need to talk about the luminous dance floor. This is yet another item that I was pleasantly surprised with. At first glance in the reward tab, it doesn't seem to be too special and appears to just be a glowing white tile floor, but that couldn't be further from the truth. This exciting new item occupies a 2x2 placement zone and features 4 small rapidly changing squares cycling through green, yellow, purple, and red. By itself, it may not appear too impressive, but if you pick up a few more from Scrooge and combine them together, they put on quite the show. The tiles can be used both indoors and outdoors, and can be placed on top of pre-existing paths. I'm definitely expecting to see a lot of fun things from these new tiles, as I've already heard several players intent on using them for new pathways throughout their valleys. Now for my favorite new item in the Starpath, the Spirit Water Curtain. I must say I was pleasantly surprised by this exciting new decor item. Requiring only a 1x6 placement zone, this versatile fountain is capable of quite a bit. Not only do the water jets fire high off into the air, but interacting with this new item allows you to change the color of the water from yellow to purple to green to blue, and you can turn them off completely. I think out of everything we've seen so far, this is one of the most unique items we've reviewed, and I believe we'll be seeing a lot of these in Dreamsnaps. The only small complaint I have regarding the Spirit Water Curtain is the simple fact that we cannot move through it, which does limit its utility and flexibility. With that, it's time to talk about our final new item, the Rock Concert Stage. And there's a good reason we saved this for last, as it's designed to work hand in hand with most of the other rewards from this path. The stage is the largest item by far, requiring 12x14 placement squares. Unfortunately, players cannot walk onto the stage, which was a bit of a disappointment for me. However, we can access the stage by using our camera, which will also summon random villagers to the stage as well. By itself, the stage may not seem too impressive or special, though when paired with the other new decor items and rewards from this Starpath, it becomes quite the spectacle and offers some unique and exciting photo opportunities. Overall, I'm happy with the stage and its utility, but I am disappointed that we can't walk onto the stage ourselves. I do love the idea of a stage photo op, but I would much rather have control over where I stood and how I angled my photo. Another issue I have with the stage is that every item you attach to it has to be activated manually before entering photo mode. Considering these items were designed to work with the stage, I wish the devs had designed the stage to automatically activate all the visual effects items as soon as the player enters photo mode. Overall, I've been pleasantly surprised by the Night Show Starpath. As I mentioned previously, most of the new decor items don't exactly fit my aesthetic, but I'm very excited about the utility offered with several of these unique rewards, especially when it comes to Dreamsnaps. I don't think this is a top 3 Starpath by any means, but I also don't think it's anywhere near the bottom 3. I absolutely love the lighting in Dreamlight Valley, and these Night Show rewards seem to offer several exciting new ways to light up our valleys and our Dreamsnaps. The timing of this particular Starpath may have hurt its reception, but the utility of the rewards may be seen as a redeeming quality for many players, myself included. So how do you feel about this new Starpath? Was it better than expected, or will you still be passing on some of these exciting new rewards? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. If you found today's video helpful, informative, or simply entertaining, please do me a very big favor and press that like button. Also, consider subscribing for more Disney Dreamlight Valley and gaming content. If you would like to enjoy the update live with friends, consider joining our Twitch community. You can find a link to my Twitch channel and Discord server in the video description down below.
As always, thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you enjoyed the Jungle Getaway update.